Good morning, Pete. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening, depending on where you are. I hope everybody can hear me good.
Yes.
Okay. Um, what I'm going to share today is a testimonial of how Love Your City cuts across cultures and countries to be very impactful and effective. Um, I will share from a personal perspective. It all started in 2014. I remember specifically it was on 2nd September, on a Monday, 2014, that we were seated together. Me, Jamie, Kathy, Anna, Emeka, Mary, Cody, and some other people. It was amazing to hear the boy with the ball story and the story behind the name. I remember when we had a small group. I was in a small group with Cody and Jamie, and it was a tough time because we really kind of were very inquisitive to know how it's possible that Love Your City can work in Nigeria with the experience we have that here organizations and non-profits would rather go and give people things other than build relationship with them. But just battling it out with Jamie, and then it was more like God brought clarity into the possibility of Love Your City happening in Nigeria. And we started meeting as a team. We are just about six meeting at Emeka's home, and that happened for a while. We wrestled with going out because we knew the reality of the culture we are in. But Jamie, Anna, and the global team kept on helping us with trainings and encouragement until we were able to move to look out for a neighborhood where we can actually see Love Your City work. And that was how we identified a neighborhood called Ikirike. And Ikirike is a slum in Enugu where we stay, and it's just a little bit away from the city, not really that far, just very close. But then what is happening there is different from what is happening in the town. It's just like a walking distance. People actually walk across these two places, but then it's a different place altogether. But God led us to this place, and we started looking for possibilities of building friendship with those people and getting to know them better. It wasn't easy in the first place because they met us with mixed feelings and who are these guys and what are they here for. But with time they began to open up, and then in 2000 this was happening in 2015. Jamie and Chiki from Costa Rica came to Nigeria and helped us do walkthrough. It was easy for us to understand how these walkthroughs happen with them alongside us in the site. It was pretty cool for our team to just get to embrace what it was like. And after that, in 2016, Jamie and James also came and helped us to do walkthrough as well as volunteer recruiting. Because when we started doing walkthroughs, we started struggling with getting volunteers as well who would help us to do this more. But then Jamie and James helped us really to understand how to get volunteers by going with us to one of the universities, and we were able to recruit some people, and we started off from there. Amazingly, when Jamie and James left, it was now left for us to practice what we've learned and then to grow in Love Your City. And the amazing thing that happened was that everybody on our team and our volunteer came in as a result of the experience of Love Your City because we started going into churches, businesses, schools, and friendships we've had. Like I have one of my very close friends who was my schoolmate back then in high school, Okabonye, who is here today. it was as a result of the relationship that he came in as a volunteer, and then he became actually one of our key team members. Now, what happened was that in 2018, we had a major breakthrough because one of our team members who got married in 2016, Favor OG, the husband lives in a farm settlement. She moved in and she saw the needs in this community where there are serious poverty, there is no access to electricity, no access to education. And she started thinking, what can I do to help this community? How can I help them, at least in education? And just talking with us and the husband, they started gathering the young people around them in a small group every week. And that's just it. And it began to grow to a point they started doing walkthroughs. They also started building the possibility of having, they are already starting a school in that farm, which would serve as a help for young people who are born and are growing there. And also, without really getting ready for this to happen, the Udi team began also as a result of Chiamaka, who was in the beginning just curious, wanting to know what we're about and what we do. And having participated in our program, she got so impacted that she said it wasn't just going to be for her. She started gathering the young people around her and they started meeting every week. They started with just three, and then now they have up to 10 people meeting. They also identified another community called Okoto in Udi, where they started doing walkthrough, they started providing tutoring, and they've been able to impact up to 60 young people in that community, reaching about 12 families. And they've also been able to get into one of the high schools in Udi, where some of the team members attend, and they started a club called Exceptional Youth Club, which is really helping a whole lot of young people in that high school to grow and discover their purpose. Um, Much of this wouldn't have happened if not for the fact that someone like Emeka yearned to what the Lord was saying to him, and he was able to come back to Nigeria just to give his life to young people and see the impact that would happen in their lives. And then that also connected me because I had this passion to really reach young people, but I didn't know how. I was limited with the possibilities. I know the Lord has been laying a whole lot of things in my heart, but then how to get that done was a problem. But the possibility of Love Your City happening and then expanding to just get the whole community changed one person at a time became a reality just as a result of obedience. And right now in Ikirike, we run a whole lot of programs like walkthroughs, we run tutoring, we provide scholarship for some of the students who are not able to continue with school because of lack of funds. And what we see happening in that community is amazing because we see other NGOs who are looking for where to make impact. We are now like the go-to people to be able to connect to this community, Ikirike. We've had a whole lot of other NGOs partner with us just to provide something for the residents of Ikirike. So what we see happening is it's beyond just what we can do with our hands, because one of the challenges we had in the beginning is we don't have money, and these people actually expect us to give them money. At least we should be able to give them some funds to start a business or just do something which every other person would do. But then we are coming with no money, we are just coming with friendship. But it was kind of challenging in the beginning, but with time we discovered that they were opening up to us, and it became amazing how lives began to change because we see people like Mercy, who was able to get a scholarship and is about finishing her high school right now, grow to a point where she began to draw the children around her with her friends, and they began to learn. She began to teach them even after school. So we've seen Love Your City really scale and work across cultures. It is no longer just what happens in the Europe or what happens in the Western world, but it's actually working in Nigeria. We have a whole lot of people who are actually reaching out to us that we should come in and implement Love Your City in their communities. But then it feels overwhelming right now because we are looking at, we don't even have the capacity to handle all we have at hand. But then we know that God has put something great in our hands, and I believe that with time, it's going to grow and it's going to just reach the whole country and the whole of West Africa in general.